Good morning, dear children. I hope you all are fine and safe at home. Today we are going to start a new chapter, that is the poem The Echoing Green. This poem is written by William Blake. The name of the poet is William Blake. The poem The Echoing Green by William Blake is written in the appreciation of nature in simple terms. However, if we go deep into it, we find the theme of life and death in the world. The poem is told by a young child who is playing in the echoing green park. In this poem, we will see that a small boy is playing in the park, and this poem, if we look deep into this poem, we see the theme of the poem, that is of life and death in the world. The poem has been divided into 3 stanzas. There are 3 stanzas given in this poem. If we go deep, depict the 3 stanzas of life. Each stanza is divided into 10 lines. Another interesting thing worth noticing is that the first 2 stanzas end in on the echoing green. First 2 stanzas are ending on the echoing green, while the final stanza ends in on the darkening green. We'll discuss them in the end of the poem. Let us start our poem. The first stanza: the sun does arise and make happy the skies. The merry bells ring to welcome the spring. The skylark and thrush, the birds of the bush, sing louder around to the bell's cheerful sound. While our sports shall be seen on the echoing green. This is the first stanza of the poem. Skylark and thrush are the birds. Let us see the meaning of this stanza. The poet says that the sun rises and makes the skies happy. When sun rises, it makes the sky happy. That is, when the sun rises, light spreads across the sky, making it look beautiful and fresh. In the morning we can see around, it is very fresh and beautiful. Next he says that the merry bells ring to welcome the spring. Merry bells probably refer to church bells. They probably refer to church bells which ring in the morning. They are merry because they welcome the beautiful morning of spring. The skylark and thrush and the birds of the bush sing louder around to the bell's cheerful sound. Skylark and thrush fly high in the air. These are the names of the birds, and they fly high in the air, while the birds of a bush like sparrow remain near the ground. Sparrow does not fly very high. Thus, according to the poet, all the birds also sing in the spring morning loudly, which adds to the joyful sound of bells. As bells ring in the morning in the church, the same way birds are also chirping in the morning and making the surrounding cheerful and beautiful. In simple words, the chirping of all the birds and the ringing of bell welcome the spring season. In the next line, the poet says that while all these things are going on, their sports are going on the echoing green. Their sports. Whose sports? Here, now we come to know for the first time in the poem we come to know that the speaker is a child. One small child is speaking in this poem, who is playing with others in the green park, which is echoing. Echo means a reflection of sound, but here echo symbolizes the cycle of life. Echo means the reflection of sound, but here it symbolizes to the cycle of life, because all this happens every morning and keeps repeating. Every morning the sun rises and the birds chirp, church bell ring, and all these children come to the park and play. These are the daily routine. Every day it is being done, and the next day again these things are repeated. So it symbolizes to the cycle of life. It shows the continuation. The child says that. Now we'll study about the second stanza. Old John with white hair does laugh away care, sitting under the oak among the old folk. They laugh at our play, and soon they all say, such were the joys when we all girls and boys in our youth time were seen on the echoing green. Folk means the people. In this stanza, the child says that old John with white hair laughs away care. Old John simply refers to an old man, and white hair depicts his final years of life. Laugh away means forgetting the problems of life by being happy and laughing. Care here means the thoughts of being old and fear of death. Thus, the lines mean that John, who is an old man with white hair, is also in the park and is laughing without caring about his old age and approaching death. He is not worried about anything. Note that in the previous stanza, the children are too playing but don't know about death and old age experiences. Children are not bothered about anything. If they are playing, they will play only. They will think only about playing. So they are not bothered about rest of the things. Hence, they are innocent, while this old man knows about all this but ignores them by laughing. The old man knows about the death, his old age, having lot of worries, problems, tensions, but he just remove all these by his smile, by his laughter. He is sitting under the oak tree along with other old people. The oak tree here not only means a tree in the park, but also strength and shelter for the old men. Here oak tree does not, it is not simply for the as a tree, but here this tree is giving shelter, this tree is giving strength to the old people, those who are sitting under that tree. It is also a symbol of experience, like old men. This tree grew older and older. The same way these men also grew older and older. So there are other old men as well. All of them laugh at the play of children. They are observing children playing in the park. They all are very happy to see them. This is the laugh which we find in the first stanza of this poem. In the first stanza, we see that in the first stanza also it is said the children are playing. They are playing, they are having different sports in the park. They are very cheerful. The same way here also, all the old people are just remembering their past days. Seeing the children playing, they start memorizing about their own youth time. Like the children, they too used to enjoy when they were young on the echoing green. They are just memorizing their old days. When they were young, boys and girls, they were also playing like this in the park. As described earlier, here echoing green refers to the cycle of life. Earlier it was the old man who used to enjoy, and now that they are old, their place is taken by the new children, and this cycle will continue for eternity. That is why here echoing is symbolizing to the cycle of life. Earlier these old men were small children, now they grew old. Some other children have taken their place. Someday they will also grow old. Likewise, the cycle will be continuing till eternity. Now let us see the third stanza of this poem. Till the little ones weary, no more can be merry. The sun does descend, and our sports have an end. Round the laps of their mothers, many sisters and brothers, like birds in their nest, are ready for rest, and sport no more seen on the darkening green. The third stanza means the children get tired and no one can enjoy. As they keep on playing in the park, they get tired and they return back to their home. It is the time when the sun is about to descend. It is the time, that is, darkness is about to come, end of the day. All of the children stop their sports, their games, their playing, and go back to home. All brothers and sisters, they all sit in the laps of their mothers like a bird. Chicks flock around their mother in the nest. All the children, they sit in mother's lap and take rest. It's time for their rest, as it is night now. Hence, on the darkening green, no playing of children is seen. It is the end of the day. It is getting dark, so no children can be seen in the park playing. Unlike the other two stanzas, this stanza ends in darkening green. First two stanzas we saw, both the stanzas were ending with echoing green. But this stanza is ending with darkening green because it is the end of the day, and for the old man it is the end of their life. Dark green is not cheerful but dread and scary. Thus, it is the end of one's life. There will be a new day. There will be new children, and those who were playing will get old and sit under the oak tree, and this cycle will go on. I hope, dear children, you understood this poem. In this poem, the poet has written this poem into 3 stanzas, and these 3 stanzas are showing the different stages of life. Thank you.